Then I heard my own name. Once, not screamed, just said close to the door, the way you'd read it off a tag. Curious almost. It waited to see if I'd answer. I was 17, the summer I learned to count in the dark. That was the job. People think a counselor teaches canoeing and lanyards. The real job is counting heads. Onto the bus. At the fire. Into the bunks. 14 kids plus you makes 15, and if the number comes up short, you don't sleep till it's right. You learn to feel it in your teeth when it's wrong. Camp 9 bark. Up in the hills, where the phones didn't reach, and the office radio only found the ranger station. $90 a week. We smelled like bug spray and wood smoke, and I'd have done it for free. Because I was 17, and I wanted the older kids to like me more than I've wanted anything since. There was a man who kept the grounds. The campers called him the Ashman, because every spring he burned the brush back from the trails, and he wore a hood while he did it. Canvas the kind sailmakers use, gone black with soot. 2 eye holes and a slit for the mouth. The little kids thought it was a monster. Honestly, so did some of us. He taught me to bank a fire. My first week, I couldn't keep one lit to save my life. He crouched down without a word and showed me. Rake the coals into a heap, cap them with ash, and the heat sleeps under there all night. One breath in the morning, and the orange climbs back out of the gray. He had big, careful hands. He smelled like pine tar. I never once asked him his name. 20 years, and I can't tell you the name of the man who taught me the only useful thing I know. Every camp has its ghost. Ours was him. The story we told the little ones went like this. The Ashman walked into the woods one night and never came back, and if you were still awake on a Friday the 13th, you'd hear him pass the tree line. Not a voice, just feet. Looking for the fire he could never find his way home to. We'd wait for a log to pop and grab the nearest 9-year-old. They screamed. They loved it. We told it like we made it up. That's the trick. You tell the true thing as a joke. Loud with marshmallow on your face. And nobody believes it happened. Not even you. Because it did happen. I was there. I went back 2 more summers. God knows why. The last one I was 19, a senior counselor, and the calendar did the thing it does every few years. A Friday landed on the 13th, in July. Hot, close, no moon. 8 of us at the fire ring by the mess hall, the campers already down in their bunks. The first thing was the quiet. If you've spent nights in real woods, you know they're never silent. There's the whole insect engine of it, frogs, the wind in the pines, so steady you stop hearing it. And then, a little before midnight, it went out. Not faded. Out all at once, like a hand laid flat over the forest. In the quiet, the fire ticking. Someone swallowing. We stopped talking too, without deciding to. Denny had gone up to the wood store for another armful. Denny didn't come back. We called for him. Nothing called back. His flashlight was lying on the path, still lit, pointing at nothing. And out past the ring, right where the firelight gave up, the eye holes caught the last of it. Just for a second. 2 little coins of orange at the height of a man's face in a hood I knew. I ran. I'm not proud of it. 8 of us at that fire, and I was the first to move away from them. There was a wood store dug into the hillside, stacked to the roof with split logs. The door dragged on its hinge, one long groan the whole dark could hear. I got in behind the pile, pulled it shut, made myself small and stayed there. So I didn't see any of it. I only heard it. And the ear is worse. Your eyes can look away. Your ears just stay open in the dark and take whatever comes. I heard the fire pop, ordinary as anything. I heard someone laugh once, high and wrong, the way you laugh right before you understand. I heard running that went 2 directions, then one, then stopped. Not slowed. It stopped. Like a needle lifted off a record. Then I heard my own name. Once. Not screamed. Just said close to the door, the way you'd read it off a tag. Curious almost. It waited to see if I'd answer. I put both hands over my mouth, and I did not. So I did the only thing I know how to do. I counted. I lay in the woodpile and counted the voices, and there were 6. A while later, 4. I told myself I was miscounting. Then no more voices, only the flashlight beams sliding under the door. 2. Then 1. Held low, moving in a straight, slow line, the way searching people never move. I counted, and each time there were fewer, and I understood the counting was the only thing keeping me from screaming. So I kept at it, long after the number stopped changing. 1. For a long time, 1. Then the door opened. I'd held still so long my legs were gone. The smell came in first, pine tar and cold smoke. The exact smell of the man who'd crouched beside me when I was 17. Then the hood, blacker than the dark around it. He crouched in front of the woodpile the same careful way he always had. Close enough that I heard the canvas pull when he breathed. And he looked at me. He didn't touch me. He looked at me for a long time, and I made myself look back. Because I owed him that, and it was the only thing I had left to give. Here's what I did when I was 17. That other Friday. The one we made into a joke. There'd been a fire that got away from us. A bonfire we built too big, too close to the trees showing off. It took the tool shed. It took Marta, who was 18 and asleep where she shouldn't have been. And when the Rangers came, and the whole nice town with their nice faces needing to know whose fault it was, we did the easy thing. We said it was the strange man in the mask. The one always burning something. We said he said it. And I said it. I told the ranger I saw him do it because I was 17 and everyone older than me was nodding, and I wanted them to keep nodding. They took him up into the woods. I don't know exactly what they did because nobody will say. And that silence is the town, and that silence is all of us still. But he never came out. His hood turned up on a nail in the wood store, and everyone agreed he just wandered off. Unstable. You know the type. He knew my face because mine was the face that lied. Maybe that's why he let me breathe. 20 years on, it's the only reason I can live with. The others were just there. Me he left. To keep counting. To carry it back down out of the woods. He stood, reached past me, and set the hood on the logs beside my hand. Folded. The way you pass a thing to someone you're trusting it with. Then he went back out into the quiet. And after a while, first one, then all of them. The insects started up again, like a held breath let go. The children slept through all of it. Every one. 14 to a cabin, and not one of them woke. I still don't know how, and that's the only mercy I'll give that night. He never wanted them. He only ever wanted us. The ones old enough to have done something and not have done it. They closed Ninebark that fall. Of course they did. 7 counselors gone in a single night, and the county wrote it up as a gas leak in the old mess hall. Because a gas leak is a thing a town can bury, and the other thing isn't. I was the only counselor who walked back down that road, and I told them a story that wasn't true. Again. Because by then, it was the only story I knew how to tell. It's been 20 years. I still bank my fireplace the way he showed me. One breath. I don't do it because I want to. My hands just do it now without me. And here's the part I called you over to hear. I read it in the county paper this spring. Somebody bought the land. They're clearing the trails. They're hiring counselors again this summer. 17, 18, first real jobs, 90 a week and all the bug spray they can stand. I kept the hood. It hangs on a nail by my back door now. Some nights I take it down and hold it, and I'll be honest with you. It doesn't feel like a dead man's anymore. It feels like mine. So if your kid comes home this June smelling like wood smoke and tells you about the man in the mask who comes back on a Friday, the 13th, for anyone still awake, you laugh. Let them scare you. Tell them it's just a story. Just count them into their bunks first. And count them twice.